Hello, motherfuckers. Been a hot minute since we've done content at 2:30 in the morning. It is currently 2:32 a.m. October 11th. Holy shit. I have exactly 2 months until my birthday. That's wonderful. Um, it's October 11th, 2020. It is currently 2:32 a.m. and this is Insomnia at its finest. I've been wide awake for about an hour and a half. It's been torture, to say the least. I've been combating the thought of Club Cottontale for like the last 45 minutes. Obviously, I ended up choosing Club Cottontale mainly because, well, Club Cottontale was always there for me in the past when I had insomnia. Um, I need to get more sleep. It's crazy is like a part of me knows why I'm awake right now because I went to bed before 9 o'clock last night. But at the same time, crap, I don't even have the damn link. I'm trying to post it and it doesn't even exist. See, my brain is tired. I can tell that my brain is tired, but I'm not sleepy. The Club Cottontail will be there for us. It always is. Lonely and can't sleep. I also forgot to braid my hair. So when I laid down, I didn't plan on going to bed. That's why I didn't even braid my hair before bed last night, and it fucked it up. Like, it's so ratty right now. Like, that's gonna be fun to braid that. It also feels like it needs washed. Maybe I should do that. See, I thought about doing that too, just taking a nice hot shower. But see, I don't want to do stuff that's gonna wake me up. I want to do stuff that's gonna help me sleep. And the one thing about Club Cottontail is it's a draining entity. Like, to be honest, from the moment that I started this meeting, I feel tired, but I know that if I was to stop this meeting, I wouldn't fall asleep. There's no fucking way in hell I would fall asleep. If that was the case, I would have fallen asleep before starting the meeting. But being that it is, 2:35 in the morning on a Sunday, I have no idea how long this meeting will go. Let's be completely honest. I never know when content is going to happen or how long set content is going to be. I had no clue that October 11th, 2020, I would be like, let's do an early morning meeting. That's things that I did not think that would exist, but here we are. It's just insomnia plus suicidal thoughts are not a good mixture, and that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. So I'm gonna come where I can get the thoughts and feelings out. I contemplated deleting a post that I did, but you know what? No. Because anyone, like, there's gonna be some people that see that and go, oh my god, she's in immediate danger. And then there's gonna be people that see it that be like, okay, yeah, she's having an episode. But I would hope that people would check on me. See, an issue that I'm having is that no one checks on me, no one makes sure I'm okay. I honestly don't even feel like people care about me. I have one person who somewhat checks on me, and that's it. And that's my best friend Raymundo. You know what I mean? Oh my god, don't cry. Yesterday, after completing a 6-hour meeting, um, he ended up hitting me up and wanted to play, and I was already laying down, had turned off everything, and when I came across that, I was like, you know what, let me pop on, and, like, whereas I was, like, kind of scared on like popping in because I didn't know what I would talk about or whatnot. It's like it was just good to hear his voice. Like it's nice knowing that at least one person other than my daughter and myself care if I'm here. They care if I continue to go on because it really doesn't feel like anyone cares. I mean, I barely care. Every day is a struggle, and I really am just like trying my best to see any kind of future for myself, but I can't even get electricity in my name. When I move out of here and I have my own place, I won't even be able to have electricity in my name. I don't even know how that's gonna work. So I do my best to not think, because, like, you know, I can't dwell in the moment because it's sad, and then if I try to think about the future, that's sad. I'm like, what am I supposed to think about? You know, the future's sad, right now is sad, what the hell am I supposed to think about? And I'm the only person who's creating my rainbows. I'm the only person creating the positivity in my life, and I don't know how much I have left. I haven't had insomnia like this in a long time. It had been getting progressively worse. I could tell. Hopefully Clip Cottontale helps us. So then 12 plus hours from now when I have to resume mermy duties for not just the week but through the weekend, because next weekend her father is going on a trip with his girlfriend. Still can't believe the universe gave my abuser a girlfriend. I don't. I just keep thinking that either she is his karma or he is her karma, because or maybe just maybe she is that person who will help him to be a better person. The way that he's treated me since he's known her, I'm gonna say no. I just, like, honestly, I'm scared for her, because when I'm no longer here for him to be cruel to, when I'm no longer here for him to get all his nasty thoughts and feelings, where are those thoughts and feelings gonna go? They're either gonna go to his daughter, or they're gonna go to his current girlfriend. So either way, I feel bad. Like, and for me, I'd almost rather him be cruel to me than to ever be cruel to my daughter. Like, our daughter. That's the one thing that, like today alone, I finished my beautiful 6-hour meeting and I came out of the room and it was pretty late, like to the point that she should have been up from nap. Well, I go out in the living room and he's just passed out. So instead of trying to wake him up, because I already know that's just going to start an argument, I just go directly upstairs to tend to her, which is good that I did, because A, she was awake, and B, she had a poop. So I took care of that, and then I brought her downstairs and tried to make sure he was awake, and he just kept falling asleep and being a dick, and, you know, literally told me that when I'm in the house, he will purposely slack off because he knows I will compensate for it. And it worries me when I'm not here. He claims that when I'm not here, he's 100% taking care of her. The only reason that he doesn't when I'm around is because I'm here, and he knows that I will pick. Like, how fucked up is that? Like, you're not gonna do your fatherly duties because you know that her mother isn't gonna allow things to go to shit. I am literally living in hell. I wish that I wish I had never bought this house with it. I wish I would have just stayed where I was at, shared a bedroom with my little girl in that duplex. But I had no idea. I was still allowing him to be manipulative for me when we bought this house. And it's so shitty because everything that I deal with in life would be a little bit easier if I had a better support team. Just people there for me who actually care about me the way that I care about all of them. You know, I'm glad that I came here to Club Kottontale because the alternative was me laying in bed stewing on every thought and feeling that I have. And I didn't want to do that. I'm I hate that I'm such a vague type of person that when I posted on Facebook, I made it seem like it was like a band. And I purposely did that because whereas I want people to know I'm not okay, I don't want them to overly worry. My biggest fear is that some stranger will just like call something on me. But see, the thing is I've been going to therapy for a long time. Someone could call and I would still not end up in a mental hospital because I have a therapist. She would get contacted first. But I'm not okay. I need friends who actually care. Like I need more extroverted friends like myself. I can't keep being the person that hits people up because I find that I hit people up and no one hits me back and it's bearing on my soul. I can't take it anymore. Alright, well, let's finish spreading the content. Maybe, just maybe. 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Is it 2016? Feels like 2016. So I'm not in chat yet, but I don't usually like to assume, but I am going to assume that, and I'll do two assumptions. It's Assbot, or it's someone from the UK. That's my assumptions. Because it's 2:45 a.m. for me. The chances of that being someone from the United States, I mean, there still could be. But I just don't, oh, I did share it twice. Oops, a dazzles. Okay. That moment when you spread the moist content and you decide to doubly spread it. I mean, that's stupid. So I did a post saying, am I the only one left who doesn't have an OnlyFans? Also, when you ask and I say no, and you ask why, that's rude. Actually, that's fucking rude is what I put. My body, my choice. That's why. And then a person commented, self-respect. This emoji with a heart. Naked women on the internet are too a penny these days. Real women stay dressed and smart. So I disagree with what you just said because the women who have OnlyFans, they very much respect themselves because they're putting themselves out there and they're taking the control of their body and making money versus having a second party person who takes all their cash. So they respect themselves, and I respect myself. Me doing that post was because A, tons of people constantly ask me if I have an OnlyFans, and B, it seems like every single one of my friends has an OnlyFans, and it's honestly flabbergasting. Like, I feel like I'm the only person left who does not have that. Ooh, no opinion left, so I'm gonna say this is... Oh, it's a new person. Interesting. I was like, no opinion left, so I can only assume it's a new person, which it is. It is, in fact, a new person. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. This person says, you should maybe think about putting secret cameras in the home to check what he's like when you're not there. Considering he's not here unless I'm not here, that's a big no. But thank you for your random suggestion on my life, complete stranger. How are you? They do say at the end of a rainbow there is a pot of gold, and hope you find yours soon. Thank you, but that doesn't exist. That's a fairy tale. There is no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and the rainbow was made by me. Because life is gray and desolate, and we make our rainbows. I would like to not have to constantly make my own rainbows. This meeting, me making my own rainbow. This meeting is me taking my life and going, you know what? I don't like these thoughts and feelings that I'm thinking, and I don't like thinking them, so I'm going to go somewhere to where I don't have to sit and stew on my feelings. So hence the reason that we're here in my club of Kottontales, a place that truly only exists for me to be 100% myself and help myself mentally and physically, because when you help yourself mentally, you help yourself physically. Now, on that note, I'm going to get some medicine in me, and hopefully by the end of this content, I actually can sleep even if it's midday, because I don't have to resume mermy duties until 4:30 this afternoon, and it's only 2:48 a.m. So, the next 12 hours to myself, either I'm going to spend it here in Club Cottontail, which I could see that happening, or, and this is what I'm hoping that this meeting, the next few hours, just gets us to a tired realm. And see, I am tired, but I'm not tired. That's the thing about insomnia, is that you can be tired and you're not going to be able to sleep because it's a bitch lover. I also wish that my skin wasn't so dry. I'm very over my fucking skin being super fucking dry. Alright. Oh, I guess I forgot to spread the content there. Let's get that spread. Man. Insomnia, insomnia. Oh, how I hate insomnia. Insomnia, insomnia. How I hate you so fucking much. Uh. So, hopefully I can actually get ourselves to a point of exhaustion, because I am tired. But I spent the last hour just laying in bed, trying to get comfy, trying to, get our brains to stop, but I'm just lonely, you know? People say that they want to hang out with me and then they'll chill, and then I try to make plans and they either completely forget about me or they ditch me. And I don't think people really understand how difficult it is for me to reach out and attempt to make these plans with people. Like, people seem to think that it's just so easy for me to make plans with them, and it's not. Like, it's unbelievably horrific for me to make plans with people, and I do it for a variety of reasons. One, I'm an extrovert, and even though my social anxiety makes it feel like I don't want to hang out with people, I do. I constantly want to hang out with people. I constantly want to have a conversation, even if it's with a complete stranger. And then I find that I'm just by myself majority of the fucking time, like, so fucking lonely. And I knew I should have tried to get away from here. You know, I wanted to stay home because I had my bed, my comfiness, but you know, it would have been better to go somewhere else because then I wouldn't have been stuck in this house with him. And it's like next weekend I'm kind of excited for because like, you know, he won't be at the house, but the only reason that he won't be here is because he's going on a fucking trip with his girlfriend, which I don't even understand. Like, I don't understand how the universe can give such a horrible person someone who gives him love and affection, like, yet again. Like, what? Why? Universe? Like, I feel like she must need to learn something because that's what I've taken from my previous relationship is that I had to learn to stop going forward with red flags. Like, when someone is showing me that they are a piece of shit, I need to stop interacting with them. And I'm doing my best to do that. You know, Red Ranger, unfortunately, is the most recent person that I've just kind of have to ignore because, you know, he's unfortunately probably always going to do the shit that he does. Like, because anybody who actually wants to get to know you, anyone who actually wants you to be a part of their life, will include you in their life. You know what I mean? So, ooh, the gelato 33 is almost gone. Put a load of that. You know, I'm gonna do a little double double. Feels like there's like a flea on me, but I can't seem to find it, and it's frustrating the fucking shit out of me. I also don't even know how we've gotten fleas. Like, there's only one cat on the property, and he's not in the house. But like, poor thing. Ugh. His owner doesn't give him attention, and it's so fucked up. Like, he seems to think that going out every so often and making sure he has food and water is making sure that his cat's okay. When this thing is a living creature. He deserves love and affection and attention, and he doesn't even get it. Like, I truly feel that Rainbow's father does not care about anyone, including her. And I just have to stay mindful and do everything that I have to so that I and my daughter can live and prosper and thrive in this life just like everyone else trying to live. And you know, for me, dealing with the mental and physical challenges that I have makes everything more difficult. And honestly, you don't want to know what makes it even more difficult is that no one understands the amount of people who just like want to beat me down. Like, I have people that tell me like, oh, well, why don't you just work? Like, you gotta provide for your child. And it's like, I want to do that. And they're like, well, why don't you? And it's like, you don't seem to understand what it's like inside my brain. Like, I get that there's always going to be a shit ton of people who don't understand mental health challenges, but they're so fucking real and they're so fucking difficult. And I only have one person to talk to about it, and that's my therapist. I would give just about anything to have a person to talk to every day again. person that actually responds. Because, see, a lot of people go, well, you have to, like, message people. I do. Every day I hit someone up. And every day they don't respond back. Very rarely do they respond back. The last person to actually respond back and text me on a consistent basis, I haven't even talked to them in a year. So fucking lonely. So lonely. There's billions of people in the world. Why can't I just get a handful for me? My support system consists of myself, a 2-year-old, and my best friend who deals with nearly as much as I do inside their brain. So they're trying, they're dealing with their own stuff. To be honest, I'm not sure if I'm gonna game. I just don't know when. It'll help me to tire myself out. I'm trying my best to see the next day and the next day and the next day so I can see what the universe has planned for me. But I don't want to. Cheers to the moisture. Cheers to the day. Cheers to this gift of present day. I wish I had my butterfly knife. I'd go for a walk. It's 3 a.m. That's why I'd want something to protect myself, like a mace. I need to invest in some mace. I can defend myself pretty well. Well, I want to say thank you to anyone that happens to be watching this as posted content. Or maybe you're here right now watching this incognitally, but because it's, 3 to 6 a.m. where you are, or some other time you can't talk, so you're watching it that way. I appreciate it. This is just me trying to be mindful, trying to not let my thoughts get the best of me. I am one of the most mindful people I know. It's in these aspects that I appreciate DID, because sometimes they're the only ones pushing me to keep going forward. Sometimes they beat me when I'm down. But that's one thing that I've used my mindfulness from. One of the first things that I did is that the negative thoughts in my brain are just that, just negative thoughts. And we do our best to eradicate them out. But it's hard. I'm just so hard. I hate the algorithms of the internet, because I can post something that's most recent and the other stuff comes, like, the thing about me talking about OnlyFans is getting more than my link of me saying I'm live right now, which is just pathetic. But I knew that that was going to be the case, because everyone gets their panties in a bunch when it comes to an OnlyFans. Only thing that really stemmed me to do that is I've had a lot of people recently asking me if I have one and why I don't have one. They go, "Oh, you should. You would make bank." Actually, no, I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't, because I watch women who have been doing sex work for a while, even before OnlyFans was a thing, and no, I'm sorry. Like, there is, like, something for everyone, but. And maybe it could just be my insecurities, but there's no fucking way that a blue eyed, blonde haired, thick, but not fat, punk rock alternative goth chick would get less views than myself. Okay? Unless people really like the crazy. Because Trisha Paytas does pretty well on OnlyFans, like, to the point that she has Only Trish. Like, it's not even OnlyFans.com. It's OnlyTrish.com is her OnlyFans. But, which if I ever have money, to invest in some OnlyFans. I'm most definitely investing in Trisha Paytas's because hers is only $5 a month, and then honestly, I kind of want Belle Delphine's. Not gonna lie. Yep. Um, and hers is only like $10 a month too. Like I find that some of the like bigger names, they're able to only charge $5, $10. Like the individual I was talking about, which her name is Lonnie Lay, LANALEI, at Lonnie Lay on OnlyFans. She is fucking gorgeous. It goes by Donnie Darko. That's what originally her OnlyFans was. She is just and like her OnlyFans is $25 a month. You know what I mean? So like it's like it's I don't know. I just I feel like I wouldn't. You know what I mean? And I have lots of people who say they would, and that's definitely good. Having like a following before you do something like that would be ideal, but I'm just never going to be that type of person. I'm sorry. I've thought about it. I have thought about doing sex work before I was even an adult. You know what I mean? Like I remember being 17 thinking like I wonder if I could make, money off of like my body. I've always thought of that. Always. I'm 33 and I still haven't done it. Like I'm never going to say never. I could be 40 and end up doing something like that then, but I just don't see myself doing that because I'm not the type of person who like whereas I enjoy taking a picture of myself and I enjoy the product that comes from it, I'm not going to sit there and like I don't know, like when I take pictures of myself it's because I feel sexy. I'm like I don't want to sit there and purposely do it for the purpose of other people's entertainment. Like I'm not that type of person. I do not like entertaining people. I like interacting with people. There's a fucking difference. There's a difference between the people who like to entertain and just have people watch them, which is what people think that I am, versus the people who want someone to interact with them, which is what I am. I just want people to chat with, to talk with, to interact with. Even if we butt heads, like it's still an interaction. You know what I mean? Like that is what I want. I don't want someone to just leer over me. You know what I mean? I've known for years that there'd be at least one person to buy my shit because there's always been a person that's like been staring at me too intensely or even tells me like wow, like I think you're this that and a whole bag of potato chips. You know what I mean? But the thing is that I don't like being leered on like that. I never have and I never will. I enjoy getting compliments and I enjoy somewhat being leered on by a significant other. Like if I'm in a committed romantic relationship, in that aspect, I kind of like being leered on because it lets me know that the person I'm with likes me. You know what I mean? They enjoy what I bring to the table. But when complete strangers do it, it doesn't make me feel good. I'm not one of those people who gets built up by strangers. Like I get built up by myself, and I do get built up by strangers, but strangers who actually want to have a conversation with me, strangers who actually want to converse with me, not someone who just wants to listen, not just someone who wants to gather information, someone who actually wants to learn about me and wants me to learn about them, and we organically flat out. You know what I mean? Life is such a fickle bitch. I tell you what. The predeposition of life is just pain. It feels, you know. I'm gonna react on my links because sometimes reacting on them will keep it on some of the timelines. So I'm gonna react, my motherfuckers. I feel like they're missing a Sagittarius from this. It says, watch out for the weirdos, girls. And I'm like, we are the weirdos, mister. And it says Pisces, Aquarius, Cancer, and Scorpio. I feel like Sagittarius is missing from that. Of course, people know we're weird, so maybe that be the difference. Oh, I am thankful though. Thank you, Amber motherfucking Lewis, for not sitting and stewing. Like, we're still sitting and stewing, but it would be way worse if I was in my dark room laying in my bed stewing on the thoughts. So, at least here it's a bit more mindful and I don't know. I have to do it for her. I have to constantly battle my brains and I have to fight every negative thought that we have so we can continue to grow and evolve for ourselves and for our daughter. I have to continue on so I can get her, so she can have, so we can have. It's gonna be such a long week. Fuck me. You know, I'm used to having PMS like pre-menstrual stress, but I've never really had the PMS where it's post. And I feel like that's what this is. Post-menstrual stress. Like your period just ended and it's like everything else like cuz that's how it goes. Like if you're already feeling low and then your period starts, like it'll just exacerbate everything. And I'm pretty sure that's why this last week we were even worse than we usually are. But like right now, like for one, Red Ranger, that straight up fucked with me. It, like, in all honesty, like, as much as I want to find romance in my life, I'm not even, like, where I'm at right now is, like, that's what I want. That's always what I want. But, I, I personally am really good at getting affection from things that aren't 100% giving affection. Like, for example, wow, that's so crazy. They're still my friend, which is so crazy and so awesome because they're just a good human being. Like, I made a connection with a good human being. But my very first Tinder hookup, and the second person I ever met from Tinder, they actually, the very first time that we ever hooked up, like, when they were like, we were cuddling, they like caressed my arm. You know, like when you're holding someone and you like do like that? They did that. And that happened in July, for one, like fucking months ago. But it just makes me feel good. You know what I mean? Like, it lets, like, it's a fucked up thing being in my brain because I know that I'm the shit. I do. I know that I am. Like, because I know who I am and what I like, and I enjoy those things. So, like, if I was another person seeing that shit, I'd be like, yes. But then I also have a lot of other stuff up there. And a huge bit of it is that no one likes me. And I get a lot of confirmations of that because a lot of my time is spent by myself, talking to me, myself, and I. Like right now. I'm always the one that has to hit up people, you know what I mean? And very rarely do they hit me back up, you know? So I just kind of feel like that no one really likes me. I'm just kind of there. But I know that's not true because I have connections with people that are more meaningful, you know what I mean? And they do respond back, like, in a timely manner, you know what I mean? So I don't know why I'm so sad when people don't, or that it doesn't happen on a more consistent basis, you know, because I know that if I was to like send a message every single day to like 10 people, that maybe out of those 10 people, one person would respond at some portion in the next 10 days. Like, I know that's how that would go. But at the same time, it's really hard for me to send those messages. Like, it's really hard for me to make plans. And especially, like, I'll be 100% honest. I had made plans to meet my new friend Jamie, but I didn't talk to her throughout the week, and she never even responded to my messages until, like, I had said, like, hey, you know, rain check. Like, I didn't want to meet someone that didn't really make me feel like they wanted to meet me. You know what I mean? They didn't chat with me consistently throughout the week. When I met my friend this past weekend, when I saw my sister wolf, I was way more comfortable meeting them for like a handful of reasons. One, it was at their house. I don't know why. I'm more comfortable in other people's domains. Having someone in my domain is not comfortable to me. That's a recent realization. Like, I kind of don't think I like having people in my room, to be completely honest. Like I don't know. Like, it's a weird dynamic for me. And then that's definitely, oh my god. So that's probably exactly why this whole Red Ranger thing gets to me. Because I not only allowed them into my brain and my heart, but I did allow them into my bedroom. And like, the whole time I was like, I was being more distant, but as soon as like, oh man. Fuck, I hate 3:22 a.m. realizations. Honestly, it's the medicine in Club Cottontale that has me even somewhat thinking good right now because I still feel. Basically, you have a choice. I have a choice to like think and feel all of that negative crap that I hate and I don't want to think and feel, but my brain thinks and feels it anyways. So I can dwell on that or I can try and think about the good shit, like why I want to continue living. It's halfly because I love my life and halfly because I just want to see what's going to happen. I have FOMO about my own life. FOMO be keeping me alive. That's hilarious. It's true though. Like, if I stop my life before it stops itself, I won't know what the next bit is going to happen. I want to know what's going to be my next big romance in my life. Because there was Josh, Dan, Justin. What's next? Please not another D. Because if it goes JD, JD, I will, like, lose my shit. I won't. Because I won't even be thinking about that. I was definitely not thinking about Josh when I met Justin. Fuck. I was thinking about the butterflies in my stomach when I met him. My friend John apologized to me too. He feels bad. And I was like, don't feel bad. I like a part of me is kind of like, yes, feel bad, you stupid fuck. I didn't want to talk to him, and you talked to him for me. I really didn't want and like But I told my roommate, like, oh, there's this cute guy at Albertsons that I've been watching for a couple months. He smells delicious and is super cute. And, like, I fell for work Justin. You know what I mean? Because knowing the type of person he is now, I know that him working was because that's what he has to do. He knows that he can't continue to live his life if he doesn't have money and the job gets him that money. So he will put on whatever facade he has to get it done. And me being the type of person I am, I don't think people are going to put a facade on. And even if they do have their work facade, outside of work, I would expect for them to be themselves. Um, I'm trying to work on how trusting I am. Trying. Because, like, but I think that everyone is innocent until they prove themselves guilty. Once you've proven yourself guilty, fuck you. But I feel like everyone, like, if I go forward thinking every single person is going to be rude or mean or malicious or manipulate me or all the horrible things that have been done to me, I would miss out on the good connections. Like my previous FWB, who I'm still friends with. Like, and what's crazy is, like, I thought that and I do like them, but I know that I like them in a healthy way, because whereas I'm sad that I don't get to interact with them in that sort of way anymore, like I just get to be their friend, I don't get to have those benefits, or maybe see where those benefits could go past, which honestly, I kind of think that I made my bed, because when I think back to the interactions that I had with him, it could come off as I just only wanted something physical. So, and I never once said anything past that. So, can't read your mind, Amber. But I do think that if I had presented it in a way that it wasn't just physical, maybe it could have gone something more. I don't know. You know what I mean? A part of me was like when he said that he doesn't want kids, I was unsure on if that's like you don't want your own kids or like you would never date someone that had kids. Because I have a daughter. You know what I mean? So, like, that deterred me. I always get so up inside my head when I actually like someone. But when it's actually a healthy liking, when they move on or whatever, like, you're not bitter, you're not uberly sad. Like, I'm sad that I no longer get to hug him, kiss him, do all that type of shit. But I'm just happy for them that they've made a connection with someone that's flourishing past, what we had. Like, that's what I hope for every human being. If they want it, there's some people in this world who just do not want to be in a romantic relationship ever. Sex is sex, romance is romance, and they don't want romance. They just want sex. And some people don't even want sex. You know what I mean? But I wish that people who aren't hopeless romantics, who don't constantly crave that human connection, I wish they would stop commenting on mine. Because it's like, for one, you don't even share the same views on me on this thing, so it's like you're just being rude in what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, being like, oh, you need to love yourself, and like if you clearly don't love yourself because you are seeking attention from other people. I'm like, who's seeking attention? Like, if I was seeking attention, there's so much other things that I could do that would seek that attention. Like, come on now. And anyone that knows me, like, I've only had 3 boyfriends that went past 2 weeks. Like, these are complete strangers or people who just, like, here in the moment. They don't take the time to understand anything past that. And there's a lot of people who, especially on the internet, are just gonna be like, this is what you see, this is what you get. But, like, for me, it's not a facade. Like, I'm just being myself. So it's like, and I'm glad. I'm so happy that I can be myself, because being made fun of for not being you hurts way worse. Let me just tell you that. I am lonely though. And it just sucks because it's not it's a romantic loneliness, but it's also a friendly loneliness. I've been lonely for a long time. That's why, you know, I remember being lonely at the age of 7. You know, it's surprising to me that I haven't been diagnosed with depression. You know what I mean? But it makes sense to why it's always been present is because in unstable moods, I can't necessarily gear or control how I'm going to feel about something. So that's why I feel extra about it. I'm really glad I came here to Club Cottontail. Get some medicine in me, get the thoughts and feelings out. Hopefully, I can sleep at some point. And I need to do my best that every single weekend, if I'm at the house, he needs to not be at the house. And if he's at the house, I need to leave and go somewhere. We'll figure it out. You know, because, like, I didn't hit my friend Nicole up. But to be honest, like, I struggle with mine and Nicole's friendship a lot because she is one of my best friends. And my friend Nicole is a huge reason why I even am living to this day. So it frustrates me that I see her reacting and interacting on other people's posts and she never once interacts on mine. Every so often she's popped into Club Cottontail, but like maybe 5 times in the last 4 years. And she never texts me first. Ever. So it's like I know that I would enjoy hanging out with her, but I also just feel like a little bit of animosity and like other feelings, you know. Like I had sent her a text message talking about how like I was interested in getting a slumber party planned and me stupidly thinking that like maybe she would actually text and bring it up again at a later portion in time, but nope, that's not the case. I already know that I'm going to be the one that has to bring it up, so I have to be in a good mental place to where I can hang out and do that sort of thing. Like I just need more friends where I'm not the one having. It's enough to make someone feel like they're not loved because all of my friends are introverted and they don't make the plans. But see, when I hang out with these people, it's such an amazing feeling. Like I know who they are. So I do my best to not let what their brain is doing affect me. But it does. Like it sucks knowing that like and she says that it's because they make the plans. And I'm so happy that she has all these friends that don't deal with any kind of mental disorders, so they take all of her time because they just constantly are texting her. But even then, like, even when I text her, like, I don't get a response back pretty quickly because she is really busy. So I just don't understand. Like, I feel like all her time is spent with these people and then, like, her jobs. So it's like, where do I fit in that, you know? And, like, but I do understand how much she cares for me. But at the same time, I don't. The only person that's even remotely reaching out to me these days is every so often a girl that I used to work with. Like we're acquaintance friends. Like we've never actually like hung out, but we click well and she's really nice. You know, Jasmine reaches out every once in a while. But my best friend Ray, like, because he'll send me a smoke with friends. You know what I mean? And it's so crazy because like I'll get more of them when I'm feeling extra low and it's like it's just like his way of showing that he cares, and I just wish that I had more friends like that. You know? I just wish I had a friend that's like me. Because I'm that friend that likes to check up on my friends just to make sure they're doing okay. want to try so hard just for myself and my daughter to keep living, but then also for my friends that I know that do care about me. And it's so shitty because, like, all of my close friends live states away: North Dakota, Texas, and Oregon. Oregon's not that far, so I am able to see him more often, and I am gonna, I didn't ask yesterday, but I was just happy to hear from him. And same with him, he was like, it's good to hear your voice. He's like, I've been so busy lately. And I'm like, I know. But his birthday is the 24th, and it falls on a Saturday, and I definitely want to see if he's doing something, if he's, like, down to have, like, company. See, and it's so shitty because, like, I have a car, but I'm not allowed to drive it because the whole time that I've known Justin, like, he'll only let he would only let me drive when he was too drunk to be able to drive himself. And he knows I'm a great driver, even better than himself, but because I don't have a physical license, he uses that against me a lot. So we have a vehicle that we've had since, the beginning of 2018, and it's a manual because it gets great gas mileage. Because I knew, like, I'm the type of person I plan the future, but I think that's something that I'm supposed to, like, dim down a whole lot. And I think that's what the universe is trying to show me. Because, like I got a manual vehicle because I knew that he would need it for traveling a lot, and that he would be doing majority of the driving, and that eventually, like, we were gonna move away from where we were. Like, not only is the housing market better away from where we were living, but it just made sense. So having a manual vehicle, you save on gas mileage, like when you have to do the highway a lot. But I knew that I wouldn't be able to drive it a lot, if at all, because of my knee. I have arthritis, and doing a clutch all the time consistently is painful, and my knee could lock up and I'd be fucked. If my knee locks up while I'm driving, it's very unsafe. So I need to have an automatic vehicle where it's doing it all automatically, shifting the gears. I don't have to do it. Disappoints me because driving a stick shift is just sexy feeling. There's nothing like listening to the engine and hearing it rev and roar and just knowing exactly when to push in the clutch and shift to your next gear. Like, it's just a whole ass mood. But I have arthritis in my left leg. I actually have a bad left leg in general, and if you don't or have never driven a manual vehicle, the clutch is on the left-hand side. You use your left leg 100% to do the clutch. You use your right one for the gas and the brake. Some people in automatic vehicles use their right foot for the gas and their left foot for the brake, and that just, like, tried that one time and I felt like I was inverted. It's like in a video game when you're used to playing it one way and then all of a sudden it's opposite. You're trying to go up and you're going down and you're like, what is going on? But I can't think too far in the future. I have no foreseeable future. Like, I know there's one there somewhere, but every moment has to be day by day, because one, my mental is so low and being depleted constantly that I have to focus on the day to day, and then I need to make sure to get away when I can get away. I really should have tried to get away this weekend, but I hit up a few people to try to have them come over this way. Wasn't expecting one person to just be super flaky. Like, they eventually got back to me like, hey, sorry, I just woke up. But they didn't even, like, answer the question. Like, we had talked about hanging out yesterday. Never fucking answered it. So honestly, I'm sorry. Not gonna talk to you anymore. Like, this is me having to be mindful, and, this person's gonna, like, people are creatures of habits unless they're trying to evolve themselves. Like, for me, I'm a creature of habit. So, like, I have a lot of things that I deal with on a daily basis, like my anger issues. unstable moods plus an anger problem. I'm called She-Hulk for a reason, right? Like, I just, like, certain things, if it makes me feel angry, it's just like a volcano going off. And I am very mindful to keep it from, it's rumbling, but it's not going to explode. And sometimes it explodes, and then I have to deal with the aftermath. These are things that I am consistently trying to work on myself. You know what I mean? The frustration, though, is that with constantly trying to work on myself and living in a place where I live with someone who's been consistently, ever since I met them, beating it down. Like, as I'm building. So basically, I've been building a building for myself, you know, like your inner emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, your life goals. You're constantly building yourself up, right? Well, I've had someone just constantly beating it down, so I'm stuck at the foundation the whole time. Like, I'm going nowhere. And I haven't for a long time. Tried to build a future with a person that's never going to happen. And now I'm at a point where I can't even see the future, so I have to focus on the next right thing, you know, on the times where I'm the secondary parent. I need to do everything I can to just like focus on me. It's just so shitty knowing that if I'm here and I don't know, like it really makes me think like, I'm sorry, bro, like you're falling asleep when I'm not here too. And then she's just like not taken care of, and it worries me to no end. But he claims that when I'm not here, that she's 100% taken care of. The only reason he does what he does when I'm here is because I'm here. And he feels like he can slack off. Like, so you're not gonna try to pay attention and be mindful to be awake and be present for your 2-year-old child because you know her mother isn't gonna allow her child to get hurt, to be harmed. You know, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I also am gonna try to find a person who doesn't drink. And if they drink like I drink. Very rarely. Never gonna get back to sleep, am I? Insomnia is a bitch. I'm still glad that I came here to Club Kottontale though, because I already know if I hadn't came here, I'd be literally just like crying myself. I would have cried myself to sleep. I'd be sleeping right now, but that's because I would have cried myself to sleep. And I'd wake up with poofy eyes, crusted ass, fucking everything. Just like, nah. I don't like crying myself to sleep, and I've done it way too much. I'm so lonely. I've got nobody but my own. But it's almost 4 a.m. I have been awake since 1 a.m. I fell asleep, I want to say around 9 p.m. actually. I went to bed. Like, I had intentions of doing a second Saturday meeting, but I fell asleep. And I'm glad I did, because honestly, when you're tired, you should sleep if you have the ability to sleep. When your body is tired, it's telling you that it's trying to recuperate, to rejuvenate, to replenish itself, so you need to get that rest. So I'm glad that I slept. But sleeping, 10, 11, 12, 1, I only slept 4 hours. And really, like, I know I woke up a few times in that time span. So I got broken sleep, broken 4 hours of sleep. And now I've been awake for almost 3 hours. Fuck me. You know what? I'm gonna see something real quick. I'm gonna go blue screen. Faux sits and giggles. Let's see, huh? Yeah. Nothing of remote interest to me. Fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la. Do do do. Each second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, moment by moment. Focus on the here and now. Be mindful, be present. We can do anything and everything that we put our minds to. Just gotta do what we can do, right? Man, I want that. That's fucking goals. Having a person, like, I want a fitness buddy, but especially like a person who's a romantic partner. Just like get them gains together. Hey, see? Reacting on it actually did get us 3 more Cottontales on it. So, ayo. Because, like, obviously, Club Cottontail is going to be assisting in general, but if I actually had a person to talk to, that's a huge thing is, like, I wouldn't be so depleted if I had had consistent people to talk to. Like, I just unfortunately, you know, my boyfriend, who I thought was my best friend and like a confidant, was completely fake. And unfortunately, I still live with that person, so I still deal with their malicious ways. You know what I mean? Um, and aside from that, like, I've never really had friends that would hit me up. Like, in the past, like, I would always have like someone to hang out with, but it was because I was always reaching out, and it was always difficult for me, and I would always just let one of the other Ambers take over because it was just easier to do that than for me to deal with it. You know what I mean? And you know, it never made for a fully fulfilling experience, even though I was around people, so I was getting fulfilled. Like, I'm the type of person just hanging out with people, just getting that energy. You know what I mean? But I need to make sure that I am. Because during the week, I don't get to see anyone except for my abuser. and my daughter. And my daughter's only 2. You know what I mean? She won't be able to, like now at the age of 33 and a half, I fill my mom's cup up. I already know I do all the time. You know what I mean? And my mom fills my cup sometimes, but I know that I fill my mom's cup a lot, you know what I mean, as an adult. So I know eventually Amber Jr. will be fulfilling my cup, you know, as an adult because we'll be able to have like conversations and stuff like that, and that dynamic will be different. Like, she's a child, and that's one thing is like, until she is 18, and even probably when she's 18, I'm gonna treat her as my child. Like, I want her to experience her childhood. Like, there's nothing that hurts me more knowing that I don't have someone consistently there to hold my hand, but I do have her. I'll be sad and crying and trying my best to not let her notice. And then she just comes up and grabs my hand and pats my back. My daughter is 2, and she already has more empathy than most people I know, including her father. And that's why I have to fight so hard so I can make a life for myself and her, so I can just live and thrive and grow and not have her see me cry like that. Like, she's gonna see me cry. I have a mood disorder. She's gonna see me feel all of my emotions. You know what I mean? Like, I'm her mom. This is who I am. But I don't want her to be the only person who's comforting me, and especially right now, that's just a very saddening thing to know that the only person who, other than myself, who's consistently caring about me and giving me affection is a 2-year old. She's 2 years and 3 months. Actually, she'll be 2 years and 4 months at the end of this month, or in 2 weeks on the 24th. Because she was born June 24th, 2018. 2:57 p.m. on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's such a crazy feeling because, I'm overly exhausted from doing a lot of my mom duties that I've done in the last 2 years. But she's also my driving force to keep going. So next weekend, we have plans. I don't know what we're gonna do with this week. I'm gonna have to do my best to enjoy the few hours that I'll get Monday through Friday, because, Saturday it'll just be me. My sissy wolf will be here, but she's not going to be helping with Rainbow. Like, she's just going to be, it'll be a different dynamic for sure, because there'll be another person in the house, but she's not going to be helping with Rainbow. She's just there to be company, which will be very lovely, just having another person to be around, and especially my sister wolf, because she's my sister, you know what I mean? Like, she's my soul sister. Um, and see, that's yet again a person who doesn't really reach out to me because she's very introverted. Like, I'm always the person who usually hits up Genesee. However, I know how she feels about me. It's the same thing with Nicole. It's just, I struggle with the Nicole one a bit more because Nicole, drives, she has jobs, like, she goes out and does things where, like, Genesee stuck at home has very intense agoraphobia and stuff like that, and you're not supposed to compare people at all whatsoever, but it's just like, it's difficult for me to understand why, like, Genesee hits me up more than her, but it's just the closeness. I'm closer to Genesee than I am Nicole. I think that's something else that I've been, learning is that you can have a deep closeness to someone, and it's not going to be as close as you think it is or how you may want it to be. You have to take relationships for what they are. You know what I mean? And not put people on these pedestals. I have a bad habit. It's one of my toxic traits, actually, is putting people on pedestals. Like, when I care about you, when you have a place in my brain and my heart, especially when you're female, because it's hard for me to make girlfriends. It is really difficult for me to mesh well with women. I don't know what it is. Like, my vagina, their vagina get together and it's just like ding, ding, ding. Like it's just like constantly budding of clitorises. You know what I mean? Like, and not in a good way. Like it's hard for me to make female friends. So when I do make female friends, like my best friend Michelle, oh man, like because she's my oldest friend. That's my best friend. Like I have a friend that was my best friend back in the day, but she's more of an acquaintance or just like a casual friend now. My friend Susan, but back in the 7th grade, that was my best friend. You know what I mean? Like straight up, she was my best friend then, and I was hers. Like I know for a fact. And she's a person that, like I think about her and she thinks about me. You know what I mean? It's a person that cares about me, even though I don't talk to them on a consistent basis. Now, my best friend Michelle, she's always known that I've put her on a pedestal. In high school, she kind of liked it because I definitely think she has a little bit of like narcissistic um, personality where she enjoys people liking her. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely her number one fan. You know what I mean? But it's a catch 22 because like I get really jealous when other people like her time and affection. Um, like I definitely get jealous of our children sometimes just because like they like they get her time or they like get the attention and she always is apologizing to me that she's not there for me like how I think that she should be and I was like I mean, I do have crazy expectations for people, but I work on that. Like, it's an irrational expectation, and I don't expect her to live up to that. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that she does apologize, that she doesn't, reach out as often. Like, because I need more friends that are gonna reach out to me. And the thing is like, especially with her, she's never really been a person that's been punctual. She's actually extremely not punctual, which is so crazy. Red Ranger is like my best friend, but in male form. That's beautiful. I never really realized that. And me and Michelle have a great relationship. Like, but it also like our relationship started when we were in high school, so like you didn't need to be punctual in high school to hang out because you were with your friend all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Like that was before cell phones. So, when you wanted to see your friend, you popped up at their house and hoped they were home. Many a times we walked to each other's houses and we weren't there. It got to a point though that like I was comfortable enough to be able to chill at her house and wait for her. My house was like she was always comfortable with me there, but I totally get why she was never comfortable when I wasn't there. And it was so fucked up one time one of my brother's friends, he fucking like my best friend Michelle shows up crying and he fucking tells her that I'm not there. I'm still pissed off to this day about that and so is she because like she had just lost her job and it was her first job ever and she came to her best friend's house, to and I was there. It just my brother's friend decided to tell her I wasn't. Like you fucking kidding me? Like, ooh. Okay, calm down. Holy crap. See? Something makes me feel anger and it just like pounces on it. It makes me glad and I shouldn't be glad about this, but he like random occurrence of events. So I pushed him cuz he fucking don't definitely don't interact with people who do this except well actually not true bitch because you married one but anyways people who purposely agitate you and I had pushed him back in the day and his fucking arm went through a window and like it was bad like the window was shattered my brother tried to fix it because he didn't want me to do it because I was going to get cut so he told me to back away guess what happened my brother got cut on the fucking window you know what I mean but he has a permanent scar right here where his elbow went through the window and the fucking crazy part is I pushed him and I didn't purpose like everyone was like you pushed him into the door I'm like I did not push him into the door I pushed him and his elbow went back into the door that just happened to be behind him. I did not push him in the door. When I was pushing him, I was not thinking about what the fuck was behind him. I was thinking about the fact that he's agitated me, and that's just the thing is he was trying to agitate me. I don't I can't stand people like that. A lot of people like that exist that just like purposely like to agitate people because they enjoy seeing them infuriated. And it always used to piss me off is that he would purposely do it because A, I was his best friend's sister, and I was the older sister, but no one treated me like I was the older person there because I was female. For some reason, having a vagina means that I don't get to stay out as later. Like, people can purposely, like, treat you a certain way. Like, I don't even fucking know. It was, like, ridiculous. Okay. Lurk City. Works for me. But I am glad he got a nice permanent scar. Because that's, like, gosh, he's actually done quite a few things. Huh. It's kind of surprising that he even is a family friend anymore. I mean, I don't consider him a friend. I consider him an acquaintance and a person that people know. Huh. Cheers to anyone else that actually has insomnia, because for me it's 4 a.m. For a lot of you, it's probably like some other time, but it's 4 a.m. for me. So, it's insomnia at its finest. I've been awake for the last 3 hours. I'm hopefully will get some rest before I resume mermy duties in 12 and a half hours. So funny is like 12 and a half hours is a long period of time, but it isn't. I used to work a job that was 12-hour shifts. And I can tell you right now, 12 hours goes by pretty fucking fast. Like, especially if you're like me, I always looked at my job in the aspects of breaks. So I got a break every 2 hours. And then I also got I always forget, like, one job had 2 half-hour lunches and then one had an hour-long lunch. I like the one that had 2 half-hour lunches because essentially it was like work 2 hours, 15-minute break, work 2 hours, half-hour lunch, work 2 hours, 15-minute break, 15-minute break, half-hour lunch, 15-minute break, something like that. It's been so long. I miss it. That was like, and that's what makes me the saddest is like, I'm the type of person that never should have worked. I tried to for a variety of reasons. One, you need money to live. Two, I didn't want anyone to know what I was dealing with inside my brain. So I just tried to be normal. Um, when I was working in the vitamin packing company, I got written up twice because I said something like I would try to interact with people, and apparently every single time I'd say something, it came off wrong. And my supervisor, when she sat down with me, she even told me, she's like, I know that you didn't say anything that or mean it in a certain type of way, but I have to sit down and talk with you because, it was like 10 people that was like, "Oh my god, did she just say that?" And literally what I said was no different than what anyone else said. You know what I mean? Like I was just trying, like, I'm a fucking extrovert and it's like it sucks because that has happened a lot, especially at work. That sucks. Man, anyways. So I got written up, and then eventually there was a mass layoff, and that's why I no longer work that job. But that's happened at every single job where, like, something would happen where they're like, you're not in trouble, but I have to talk to you because X amount of people felt it was that way. And it's like, I've been bullied my whole life, and it's like, I don't know if I actually said something that people thought was rude or whatever, or if people are just being bullies, because I've always been bullies. But it's just more confirmation of the fact of why I can't work. You know what I mean? And it's like I physically can't work most jobs, but I mentally can't work any job. And if I did, like, that's something else. If someone, they go, oh, well, you can tell them you have it. Okay, so you're telling me that I need to, A, do the process of doing an application, which is fucking stressful. And then when I'm sitting in front of the person who's going to hire me and they ask me, is there anything that would hinder me from doing my job, I'm supposed to tell them the things. And then hope that they still hire me. Are you fucking kidding me? It ain't gonna happen because no one is going to willingly hire someone, even though I go to therapy on a consistent basis. No one's gonna willingly hire someone with mental disorders. They're gonna word it in a way that I know this because at Value Village, that was the first job that I did tell them. So I treated Value Village like I treated my relationship with Dan. I only told them about my mood disorder and my anxiety. And I believe I told them about my post traumatic stress disorder because I wanted them to be aware that I would have anxiety or panic attacks. But they didn't know the extent because I knew that they wouldn't hire me on that. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe Steven still would have. But at the same time, he even told me, he's like, on numerous occasions, he's like, I understand what you're going through. He's like, but it's a workplace and we have to hold a certain standard. And it's like, I understand that. And it's like, it's such a horrible thing knowing that I worked because I needed to make money so I could live. But working made everything that I deal with mentally and physically worse, which makes living even harder. I just want to sleep. I've been awake since 1 on broken sleep, and my insomnia has been real bad lately. This is very much a fucking test to that because, like, I feel tired all the time, but then I can't sleep. I usually, during the week, I just force the sleep because I have to be up with Rainbow. Today, I don't have to be up with her. So, I was like, well, there's no point in me like I'm wide awake. You know what I mean? Like my body is tired and my brains are like I don't even know. It is like a jumbly ass mess up there. Per the use. One day we'll get more consistent conversation. I doubt it though. Because like that's why like most people think that YouTube exists for me to get conversation, but it doesn't. Because most people, like now, they don't want to have a conversation with me. They want to watch a manic person feeling all the feels. They have no intentions of talking to me whatsoever. And unfortunately, all that does is trigger me. And then I'll have to desensitize myself to it. That's the reason why I chose YouTube to create my content. But especially on a day like this, where I really should have gotten away from the house. I really should have, so I could have gotten some kind of social interaction. But it is sad how much people think that, oh, you've been doing YouTube for 4 years. Like, why are you so lonely and sad? Like, that's where you get the conversation. It's like, no, it's not. My conversation comes from people that I reach out to. And then a hashtag smoke with friends from my Raymundo. That's about it. Like, I am glad that my daughter exists though, because having my daughter for a reason to fight helps me to remember the people who do care about me, even if they don't reach out as often because they have shit going on in their life. That's one reason why I'm super glad that I have, my best duder, because he has a lot going on in his life, and he still, will take the time to, send me something, Like, I was able to chat with him for a little bit yesterday, which was nice. Which was still so crazy. I even told her, I was like, I literally got an invite from him in Fortnite, like, 20 minutes after I ended that 6-hour meeting yesterday. And he was like, oh, that's wild. I'm like, right? He's like, well, I'm glad that, I was able to chat with you. And, like, I didn't tell him, but I wasn't going to. Like, I had already laid down. I was relaxing. Like, I didn't, I was like, I didn't want to put on my headset. I didn't want to do anything. And then I was like all up in my head, like, are we just going to cry? Because usually when I'm chatting with him, I just cry. Like, I was like, oh, fuck. I don't even know how this is going to go. But we were very unanimous on the fact that we just wanted to potentially talk to him if we could. So for once, it actually let me join and watch. And that was nice because I was able to watch him finish his match and then chat with him. And I didn't cry, and I didn't, tell him about all of the like other stuff. I was just happy to hear from him, and he was happy to hear from me. Like it was nice to have someone, talk about how they enjoy seeing me smile, or they enjoy, you know, checking up and seeing how I am. Like even though like he's super busy or whatnot. It's like it's nice to know that someone cares, because most of the time I truly feel like no one does. And especially because, I reach out a bunch and people either don't reach back or they're super flaky. Like, meh. More non-flaky people universe. There's just not enough people being real. And then there's not enough people who are open-minded to other people's realness. So, I already know that, like, you take 5 people. Okay, only one of those people maybe is going to converse with me and then maybe actually make a connection that's going to continue past it. Like, because I'm such an intense individual. Like, my best friend Raymundo tells me, he's like, twisted Willy Wonka. And Willy Wonka's already pretty twisted, so I'm just like, holy crap. Like, but it's pretty accurate, you know what I mean? Like, it's a organized, chaotic mess. And then he's told me, and I get told this a lot, that I am too real for most people. I actually had my ex tells me that I need to be more fake. I need to not be so blunt and honest because it's unattractive, and I will never find someone who truly loves me. Now, that is a manipulator telling me those things. He purposely says things to make me feel horrible about myself. Why? I don't know. Why do those people exist? Who fucking knows? To make us stronger, maybe? To teach us a lesson, to learn some knowledge, because otherwise I have no fucking idea why horrible people like that exist. The only good things that came from my previous relationship is my rainbow, my physical rainbow, my beautiful Amber M. Lewis Jr., and knowledge. Oh, so much knowledge. I love to learn, so let's just hope that we do actually learn, because you can get knowledge, but learning from it is a completely different thing. You can have all the knowledge put in front of you, but are you actually going to learn from it? Are you, bitch? Like, that's why our insomnia is getting so bad. Like, that and the inability to push ourselves out there more. Like, the issue is that I will push myself out there, and it's like the bit that I push myself out there to get social interaction for this weekend. One person straight up was busy. Totally get that. The other person, like, super wishy-washy, and like I kind of knew that was going to happen. And if I'm being honest with myself, this is like the last time that I need to even give them any sort of interaction, because they're always going to be wishy-washy like that, you know what I mean? Like, if you can't like blatantly answer a question when I'm like, like I ask you a question and you respond with an emoji, like, it seriously makes me want to punch him in his fucking face. Like I'm asking a legit and kind of serious question, and you're just gonna send an emoji. Like, what? What? Like, in what universe does that make sense? Hi, Georgia. How are you? Yeah, it's afternoon for you, so good afternoon to you. It's 4:13 in the morning for me. How you doing? I'm sure you knew that because I'm 8 hours behind you. I've been awake for now about an hour and a half, or 3.5 hours. An hour and a half. I wish it had only been an hour and a half. I've been awake since 1. Okay, so it's only been, my bad, 3 hours and 14 minutes is how long I've been awake. I've been awake for pi. Ah, dude, insomnia is the worst. I fucking hate it. Uh, there's just so much going on in life. But no, instead of just like sitting and stewing, I was like, let's come to Club Kottontale. You know, hopefully it will tire us out. I have to tinkle, which I'm thirsty and I gotta tinkle. It's definitely not a good morning. And I most definitely will be going back to sleep, hopefully. Like, so I have exactly 12 hours and 15 minutes until I resume mermy duties. I need to make sure I'm well rested, you know, and being as mindful as I can be. But I'm gonna cash out our bowl because if by military time, it's actually about to be 4:20 in 5 minutes because it is 4:15 a.m. for me. So that would be 0400. So it's about to be actual 4:20, whereas like, you know, military time 16:20 is 4:20 in the afternoon. If you go by military time, technically this is the only 4:20 because the other one is 16:20. All right. I'm gonna. Oh, well, that's great. I'm gonna go use the restroom first because I actually have to grind some up. So I may not even get the token for 4:20. I do not know. Oh no, like by later, like I want to be back in bed before Rainbow is up. I want to be sleeping before Justin is up. So like it's 4:16 a.m. I prefer to be sleeping right now, but I need to be hopefully at least attempting sleep in less than 3 hours. Because Rainbow will be up at 7. She's gonna get up at 7. She always gets up at 7. That is her wake up time. So I want to be not in club. Even if I'm not tired, I'm gonna not be in Club Cottontail, but I better be tired by that time, man. I just want to sleep. But thinking, I'll probably take a shower, maybe. I don't know, there was like a slug in the shower, so I'm kind of skeptical on getting naked and blind all up in the shower. But happy 420. It actually is at 4:20 a.m. here in the beautiful state of Washington. We have been live now for the last 3.5 hours, just about. Actually, when did I start the meeting? I don't think I started it. Was it shortly after 1? Well, anyways, it's 4:20 a.m. and cheers. Because I've been awake since 1, but I know that I laid in bed for like an hour. Um, Trying to sleep. So I'd say it's been about 2, almost 2.5 hours that this meeting has been going. Because I woke up at 1, went upstairs and checked on Rainbow, because that's one thing is like, she's only 2 years old, you know what I mean? So I want to check to make sure like the room isn't too hot or too cold, that she doesn't have like a blanket wrapped around her neck, you know. And she's used to me checking on her, because when I went up there to check on her, she instantly kind of woke up, but not like woke up. She mainly like sat up. I grabbed the blanket. She laid down on her pillow, grabbed her puppy dog, snuggled in, and I put her blanket and rubbed her back a little bit and tucked her in. So like she's used to me checking on her to reposition her, get comfy type thing. Um, but then I laid back in bed and I was trying to fall asleep, but just like suicidal thoughts and insomnia are a really horrible mixture. So instead of sitting and stewing on that, um, I decided to do the meeting. So let's see. Well, yeah, see, the link says only an hour. So, but I already know it's been 2 hours almost. Ah, damn it. But yeah, no, I like. I am glad that I came to Club Cottontale versus just crying myself back to sleep, because I definitely would have fell back asleep if I had just like sat and stewed on, like, my brain was going crazy with the thoughts, you know what I mean? Just all over the place. So if I had, allowed my brain to continue that, um, it would have been bad. Oh, it also didn't help. So I woke up and like my tray was really close to my bed still, and it had a big ass cup of water, and I was like, damn, I'm surprised I didn't knock that over. Like, I'm a klutz. So, especially in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping, I could see me tossing something off the bed and it falls, and the cup was right next to where like the router is, like a lot of electrical cords. It would have been bad. Um, so I was moving it and almost had it in its spot, and then I fucking dropped it, and just like a full ass this full of water everywhere just fell on the ground. Luckily, it was in a spot where there was no electrical, so I just got a towel, cleaned it up, but I guess that didn't help. Like, I woke up at 1 a.m. and I was still kind of tired, but I was kind of awake. Spilling that glass of water for surely ended up waking us up. Because I don't know. I don't know if that hadn't happened, would my brain had still gone the way it did. And it's so fucked up, and it makes me think that my brain did it sometimes, because I was literally like thinking like, oh, that water's gonna spill. I'm like, that water's not gonna spill. And then like one of the ambers were like, the water's spilling, and it literally was like spilling as it was like doing that. And I'm just like, oh, I'm like, damn it, why you gotta be such a witch? I had a person one time tell me that I put a love spell on them. And I was like, what are you fucking talking about? And they're like, well, I heard you over talking to your friend about how you guys are witches, and that would explain why I'm attracted to you, and it makes no sense why I'm attracted to you. I'm like, no, motherfucker, you're attracted to me because you're attracted to me, and you don't like it. There's something about the fact that, like, and that tends to happen. Like, people will be attracted to me, and they don't even know why. And it's like, maybe you need to look inside yourself and see what it is about me that you enjoy. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to blame it on the other person. Like, oh, yep, totally makes sense. She's a witch. That's why I want them. Can't be simply because you actually enjoy a person. Well, it's nice to have Georgia pop in and say hello. Like, it's already, 12:25 daytime for her, where for me it's only 4:25 a.m. I am really hoping that, and I feel like it will. Like, that's one thing about Club Cottontale is I've been able to get a lot of thoughts and feelings out, and also medicate myself. And this will be my last medicine, because I don't, if I smoke too much, this will wake me up, and I don't want that. I want to go back to bed. I may do some cyber comic. But let's go ahead and play a match, because sometimes putting your focus on something else will exhaust your brain too. I also think that we should dye our hair tomorrow. It is time. hmm That's what we're gonna do when we wake up, because after this meeting, we are gonna get some rest. Alright. You know what? Why not? Let's go try taking on Starky Poo. I still can't believe that I killed Doctor Doom. Not just once, twice, but thrice. And I actually got the vault open on the last one. Dude, that fucking... Oh my god, that last one was like crazy. Like, I thought he was dead already. And then I was going to get a chest, a booby, and when I broke the floor to get it, I dropped, and I was in crouch position because I was crouching just in case there was other people in the house. So I dropped in crouch position right in front of Victor Von Doom. I'm just like, I had never been so happy that I had a gold burst. Fucking son of a fucking bitch. Play a bit of the Fortnite. We got a bit of medicine in us. Got the thoughts and feelings out. Now we'll get some of any residual emotions or feelings. Video games are a great way to get things out, you know what I mean? Regardless of what the feeling is. Like, obviously anger is a great one to project into video games, but just any emotion that you're feeling. I mean, even loneliness, because, you know, like when you're playing an online game, you could do, you know, for some people, they're able to do, say, like a squad match and, you know, get some social interaction that way. I have had some interactions with rando squads that were actually really, really nice, you know what I mean? It's just not very often. Fucking mega booby, that's what's up. Fuck. Okay, so this is the Iron Man vault, but we gotta find Iron Man. I feel like he's probably dead already, but see, I felt that way about Doctor Doom a couple times. I just have never come across Iron Man yet. seeing. Yep, that motherfucker has Iron Man's. Well, shit sticks. Shit sticks and fiddlesticks. Fucking A, that's like madhouse of builds over here. Fucking A. I mean... they're about to come up on Iron Man, like, well, not Iron Man, but a person with Iron Man stuff. And yeah, I was like, you need to heal up because you about to get wrecked by them. Okay, well, the best I can do now is hopefully try to relax myself to sleep because it's almost 5. Um, I'm definitely glad that I came here, just get all thoughts, feelings out. Um, oh shit, that moment when I almost want to do one more just so I can get that 1000 XP for searching boobies. Hmm. 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 And I could try to, you know what, fuck it, let's go ahead and just do one more. And maybe it'll help, because anything to try to help get me back to sleep and well rested. I mean, I still have, plenty of time, because, 4:30 in the afternoon is a far time away, but at the same time, time can go by very fast. My place that I used to go all the time, my cabana, my poor skin, it's so dry. Dry and itchy. I even have specific body wash that helps with dry and itchy skin. I need to get a lotion. Tis the season, man. I love fall, but I don't love what it does to my skin. Itchy, 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 itchy. Itchy, itchy. Itchy. I also slept on my neck weird. And there's the booby that we needed. But now, I want to try... get top 10, get another 1000. But either way, this is my last match. I'm not going to do anything past this. Because I want to hopefully... Because I am still tired. Like, Insomnia is such a fucking bitch. Like, it's not that you don't feel tired, it's that you just can't sleep. Okay, we're not too far from the circle. Hey. I mean, I'm not gonna take it, but it's still cool. What the fuck? Come on. Oh shit. That's crazy. I've never had that happen before. Alright, well, thank you to Georgia for popping in and wishing me well in hopefully not just napping. She said napping, but it's going back to sleep. um, 'Cause it's almost 5 a.m. and I've been awake for 4 hours. And hopefully I can go back to sleep, but at least I have my Club of Cottontails to help me with aiding insomnia. Um, until next time, which only the universe truly knows when we're going to make content, because I never know. I definitely did not think I was going to do a meeting at 2 a.m. So, until next time, please always be kind to yourself and everyone else, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Ooh.